rate your worry for how much the Oklahoma City Thunder's inexperience will actually truly hurt them come playoffs.
Actually, on this one, I'll go with a 9 or a 10. I believe that this is damn near my only issue with what they're going to see, and it specifically relates to the fastball, the tip of the spear. Everything is predicated on Shea and the 1A attention that he's going to get, and I don't expect him. It's going to be mitigated in some form or fashion. Teams are going to throw. They're going to get to see him 5, 6, 7 games in a row, and the refs might swallow the whistle a little bit here and there, and he's going to have to get acclimated to that. But more importantly, the rest of the team who eats off of what SGA does first is going to be impacted collectively as well. So I am worried about that as much as almost as much as I am Chet being the only legit 7-footer, the only dude with true length out there. But more so their experience is nobody else on that team has the stripes yet. So although J-Dub ain't the one to be played with. And I think his huevos and his gall and he don't know any better to not do what he does. So but overall, that will be their demise. And
Jay, I really like this episode so far because we ain't had no agreements yet. No agreeing on nothing. You know, I got my side, you got your side. So for the family out there, man, I hope you guys are enjoying this episode. It is always so much fun to record with you, Jay. But here's what I got with it, because I'm actually again on the opposite side of you. You're at a 9. I'm actually at a 4. And I think that people are way overplaying this whole inexperienced thing come playoffs. And let me tell you why, okay? Because as far as like players on this team that has playoff experience, it's Shea, it's Lou Dort, it's Isaiah Joe, and it's Gordon Hayward. Okay, Lou Dort locked up Harden in that bubble series in the playoffs. Okay,
I'll give him
Shea. He has playoff experience. Maybe not playoff experience as the number 1 guy, but he was an important part of that team that was in the
and didn't play too well in the playoffs either. But go ahead.
Still got the experience though, right? He's not like he's naked butt going out there just figuring it out, right? Gordon Hayward, he was how does he not count? He was on the Celtics team that made those deep playoff runs.
When you're the 9th, 10th man, like what is it? How much impact is he finna have? Like him talking in the locker room, gaming them up.
That's like saying vets don't matter, Jay.
There's a spectrum of how big of a contributor you are. Like I'm not gonna put him in a Udonis Haslem role, but like
he produces more than Udonis Haslem does on the court.
Yeah, he does, and that's why I'm not going to be all egregious with it. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Gordon Hayward. What I'm saying is he's new to the system, and and if they need to take out Giddey and put him in, he should be serviceable and get the job done. But I mean, how much real impact do you expect him and Isaiah Joe to have? Their playoff experience ain't changed. It's not like some battle-tested OG coming in here who's actually still playing 15, 20 minutes a game. Like,
but I feel okay. I'll give you that for Isaiah Joe, but I cannot accept that for Gordon Hayward, because then if that's the case, then you could say that about literally any other vet that just rides the bench. Because
what do you expect him to do when they're whether it's
mindset
rotations or whether it's
I'm talking about a mindset. I'm talking about an OG who could pull a youngin in. Yo, come here, bro. Come here. Tim Legler. Yes, because he's the OG of that team. Is he or is he not the OG of that team?
I don't speak to his personality or his leadership style or his like. I'm sorry. I'm not saying he's not like I don't know what I don't know, but I know what I see, and I don't strike him as the one to really impact that locker room.
Now, until he gets put in the moment too.
If you would have told me there was somebody with some edge, like Isaiah Stewart, or somebody with some real, like even a Kevin Love, I would buy. because he's been through some deeper playoff runs, but not Gordon Hayward. But
Nah,
we'll agree
can't.
to disagree. I want you to
Okay.
finish your take, please.
All right. So, like I was okay, so we'll take out Isaiah Joe. I'm still keeping Shea, Dort, and Gordon Hayward. Those are three guys that at least have some type of playoff experience. And then also, this team has so much talent. Like I think, no
They
joke,
do.
Jay. Like this might be the most talented team in the NBA. We're talking just straight talent, right? This might be the
Yeah.
most talented team in the NBA, and I think that the way that they play together, mixed with their talent, can overcome this inexperience that they have. And
I
it
can
all
buy that.
and it all starts with Shea, right? The man right now has quite literally no holes in his game. Since post All-Star break, 50, 40, 90. For the people out there who don't know what that means, it means he's shooting at least 50% or better from the field, 40% or better from the three-point line, and 90% or better from the free throw line. So post All-Star break, he's putting up those ridiculous numbers. And I think what's going to help Shea and the Thunder most come playoffs, Jay, is the fact that Shea has a counter to literally everything you throw to him. If whatever a defense throws to him, he has a counter for, and his game, I think, is going to correlate great come playoffs, because that's what playoffs is a whole bunch of different defensive schemes, a whole bunch of different lineups, and you're just seeing different players on you, different matchups, and I think Shea's going to be able to have a counter to all that. And when I say that the Thunder play well, Jay, here's what I mean. I mean, like, everyone knows their role, but it also meshes in together well. Some stats for that is, look at that. Like, Oklahoma City Thunder right now, they're the number one team in drives per game. They're the number 3 team in field goal percentage on those drives. They're the number 1 team in the NBA for free throw attempts on those drives. And then on top of that, Jay, they're the number 1 team in the NBA in 3-point percentage. It's very hard to defend teams that drive and kick successfully, because when you have a player like Shea and he blows by your primary defender, you have no choice but to bring the help side.
Okay.
And when you bring that help side, Jay, you know what you got? Let me finish this up real quick. You know what you got? When you bring that help side, you got Jalen Williams, who's shooting 45% from the three-point line. Gordon Hayward, who's shooting 40% from the three-point line. Lou Dort, who's shooting 41% from the three-point line. Chet, who's shooting 39. Isaiah Joe, who's shooting 41. Casey Wallace, who's shooting 42. So what I will say is this, Jay. With that, all that being said, I don't think that the playoff inexperience will be their downfall, which is why I'm at a 4 on the question of rate my worry about their playoff inexperience. But I do think their downfall will be the lack of a true big. Right now, they're 28th in the league for total rebounds per game, and we see that is their weak link, and that, I think, is what's going to get exposed come playoffs. We're talking about second chance points. We're talking about just Chet not being able to clean up the glass, and we know that that's big in the NBA. So, Jay, I say all that to say I'm not very worried about their so-called inexperience. I think people are overplaying it, and they don't really look, because I deep dove into this, Jay, as you can see with my stats, with my facts, and bringing up everything I brought up. I deep dove into it, and when you deep dive, in my opinion, I think this little narrative of playoff inexperience goes away, in my opinion.
So there's one inflection point that everything else was predicated off of that you glossed over a little too fast, in my opinion, right? Shea's counter, he can do this, he can do that. And when I thoroughly expect them to mop up I'm going to say whoever they see in the first round. It could be the Lakers or the Warriors or something. So I don't want to just, sweep them into the second round or 4-1 or something like that. But I do expect them to make it to the second round of the playoffs. So let's say that team is Minnesota, right? Top tier defense, top tier rotations, talent. Anthony Edwards has some juice on the ball. Jaden McDaniels is not playing around, and all flanked by Rudy Gobert, right? So let's say they're seeing this team theoretically 7 games in a row, and then the refs start swallowing the whistle a little bit, and the calls SGA has been getting all year, that percentage of the calls that he's expecting comes down. Maybe it cuts in half, but maybe not that much, right? So their efficiency for him to not be getting these calls allows the defense to not cheat off of the laundry list of 40-point 3-point shooters you just gave off so eloquently, right? So that efficiency, the level of contested shots these open 3-point shooters are getting, all of it is cut off before it even starts to really happen. And then they hit a little adversity, cheeks get tight. Well, what are we going to do? We're ranked the number 1 team in the West with number 2 team in the West. And all of a sudden we're down 2-0. And how are we going to react to this? Damn refs ain't giving us the calls we've been getting all year. Why would this shit don't make no sense? And like, it snowballs, bro. It's a cascading effect. So that's where the inexperience is going to come into play. Like, how do you persevere out of this?
That's where the vets come in. The Gordon Haywards.
No.
Yes.
No. Let me ask you this. Do you think it's a higher probability that Gordon Hayward is going to provide some leadership,
no,
some
not on
encore, like whatever it is you say he's going to bring? Or my opinion is that J-Dub's going to come out here and say, you guys want to sell out, you guys want to cheat, you guys want to do whatever you guys want to do to SGA. It's my time. And I'm going to come out here and I'm going to make you pay for giving too much attention to SGA. And I don't care. Like, the world needs to know who I am. Just the same way Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell went at it in the playoffs. I think J-Dub is laying in the cut and he is ready to go. So between him and how Chet really holds up, those are, when you say OKC comes out of that because SGA is just, they got the load on him, like they are throwing the house at him. Those 2 players, and particularly J-Dub, that's who I'm putting my stock in. If it happens and they get to the Western Conference Finals and they give Denver a run for their money, it's because J-Dub picked up some of the slack because SGA was just getting the house thrown at him.
Yeah, SGA will absolutely get the house thrown at him. And to your point, like, I do think it's more realistic that J-Dub will come out than Gordon Hayward, but I wasn't saying Gordon Hayward is going to be an on-court presence.
Just
I'm saying like, if to your example, let's say Oklahoma City Thunder goes down 2-0 to the Timberwolves, and the refs are blowing the whistle and they're getting frustrated. That's when I'm saying a vet comes in, wraps his arm around Shea, like, yo, dog, like, this side of game go, dog. Like, you can't be caught up on these little calls. You're gonna have to figure it out. It's a next game mentality. And I know it sounds so simple, but these vets will come out, and I think just conversation like that would make a difference. But I don't even think that, like, I'm not saying all this to back up the Oklahoma City Thunder saying that they're going to make it to the Western Conference Finals. Like I said when I finished my little spiel, I think their biggest downfall is going to be their the big man. Like you were saying, if the Oklahoma City Thunder messed around and got the Lakers in the first round, I'm not saying as a Lakers fan, bro, but there's a good chance Oklahoma City Thunder loses that, because their biggest issue is our biggest strong suit. Anthony Davis is our number 1 player we're going to go to in that series. They have the hardest time guarding Anthony Davis or guarding those bigs because they don't have a true one. So that's my thing. Like, I'm just not buying into the narrative, and I just want to, at least, on our platform, say, yo, in my opinion, it's fake about the playoff experience. So I think well, not fake, because they don't have besides Dort, Isaiah Joe, and Gordon Hayward and Shea, they have no playoff experience on the other players. But I just think that the talent and the way they play together, I mentioned, can overcome all that. So that's where I'm at with that.
Has a chance to, for sure.
That's where I'm at with that, Jay. But all right, Jay, let's keep it pushing. And for the family out there, man, y'all let us know how y'all feeling about this in the comment section down below, man. Y'all let us know. John, are you tripping? Am I tripping?
Just a little bit.
Oh man, come on, family. Let me know. I don't think so, man. Family, I did a lot of work on this, family. This is a whole lot of stats and me deep diving, man. So I really don't think so. But only time will tell.